Shall we begin again? Let's go through this relatively quickly, and then we'll have to get down into some of the practical nitty-gritties of preparation and travel. So, we last left ourselves in Antalya. We will be there for 3 days. One of the days we're going to go down here to Santa Claus Land, Myra, where St. Nicholas was. Another day we will go to Aspendos and Perge, both of which are associated with St. Paul. And that day we're also going to hopefully have Mass. By the way, there will be Mass every day in various places. And there are several places in Antalya that could be somewhat special. There's a Catholic community there. There's also a place called the Garden of Tolerance. Mm-hmm. And it is on one compound. It has a mosque, a synagogue, and a Christian church. And it's available for groups to come to worship, to celebrate. I'm presuming that they have study programs. They've got a small staff there that will explain more about it. This is something that I was not aware of until just recently. In fact, I stumbled across it in doing some internet searching about what is, what's interesting in and around Antalya. So Antalya is going to be it's a place where I haven't spent much time, but I'm really fascinated about the opportunity of seeing this with new eyes now and sharing something new in my own experience with you. From Antalya, we're going to go up to Konya. We will just spend the night there, but on the way to Konya, we stop at Çatalhöyük, which is the Neolithic settlement, 9,000 years old, continually excavated and studied. It probably gives us the best window of any place in the world on the transition from hunter-gatherer societies to a settled farming community. And what they're able to find there about how people lived in that transition and how they related to one another, related to the world around them, worshipped even, is really just very, very fascinating. So that will be a stop on the way to Konya. In Konya, we'll first go to celebrate Mass in the afternoon. We'll be in the afternoon for a change at the Sisters at the St. Paul Church. And there are 2 Italian nuns who are there who are without a resident priest. They basically depend on pilgrimage groups to come for celebrating Mass. And a big part of their ministry has become working with Chaldean Catholic refugees coming from Iraq. Because since Saddam fell, Saddam was a protector of the Christian minorities there. And the atmosphere in Iraq has become very inhospitable to the Christian minorities. And so the Chaldeans, I think over half of the Chaldean Catholic population in Iraq has fled over the past 10 years. And it, they are in danger of dying out, and that's a very sad thing because the Chaldean Catholics, Christians in Iraq, are one of the very oldest continuous Christian communities dating from apostolic times.
Wow.
And continuing from that time to this time.
In baskets.
So their mission is really now to be helping those people in the transition. Nobody settles in Konya, but they are usually on their way to Istanbul and then on their way to somewhere in Europe, England, or America. This is also the place where we will visit the tomb and learn more about Mevlana Rumi, the Sufi mystic and poet who is well known and revived kind of in the Western world today, also the founder of the Whirling Dervishes. We'll also visit a newly restored church dating back possibly originally to about the 4th century, but the Church of St. Helen on the outskirts. And last year when we visited, they were still in scaffold around restoring it. Now it is completely open as a restored museum. It's not any longer a house of worship, but then again, when it was in ruins, it wasn't either. So we'll see that, and then on the way and go to Cappadocia. This whole area is what is called Cappadocia. And we'll be 3 nights there, and or is it 4 nights? I'll have to check. I think it may be 4. But we're going to see that in greater depth than we ever had before. Certainly the balloon ride will be part of it. I encourage you, if you at all can come. The balloon ride is, there's nothing quite like it. We will probably visit a greater number of cave churches than we were able to in the past, and just be spending more time enjoying the striking beauty and culture of the place, as well as learning about the Cappadocian Fathers. Saint Basil the Great, Saint Gregory of Nyssa, who was Basil's brother, and Saint Gregory of Nazianzen, who was his friend. They were all friends. I tend to call them the Cappadocian clan, and have written somewhat about them, and I'm going to have a lot more to share. They're all related to saints. Their parents and siblings were all venerated also as saints. And these 3 in particular were very significant to the development of our understanding of Jesus Christ, his divinity and humanity, as well as our understanding of the Trinity back in the time of the Council of Nicaea, the early 4th century. Very important in the development of monasticism, and we will explore that quite a bit with Basil. And very important also in the development of Christian mystical theology, mysticism. St. Gregory of Nyssa is probably the prime or one of the earliest writers about theology from a mystical point of view, from, I would say, a deeply experiential point of view. Following that, we go to Kayseri, where there's the airport, and we'll go back to Istanbul. 4 days in Istanbul, well, 3 days, I guess, and then say goodbye to those who cannot stay for the extension, and those who are staying for the extension, we transfer to the Cosmopolitan Park Hotel. And
Father, are you going
Yes.
to take them to the underground restaurant that we went to? You didn't hear it.
Here, what?
don't let my secret out of the bag.
Okay, okay.
Okay.